Hello, Internet. We are back with more of our tower apartment. Damn it. Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our apartment tower rat series. In the previous episode, we cleared out a butcher shop. We got ourselves some meat and organ meat as well that we're probably not going to be able to cook before it goes bad. We're going to dump most of this stuff. Sausage is good, I think, is a long term, as is the smoked meat. But a lot of this will probably go bad before we get a chance to cook it. And we don't have any preserving. We don't have a setup for preserving meat yet. I had the opportunity. I could have made pretty easily a charcoal smoker, but I never did. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to preserve the meat. We're going to move on. I think we're going to hit... Oh, there's a smoker there. We're going to hit this restaurant on our way home. Oh, it's a coffee shop. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. There's another pizza parlor. This would have a lot of perishable food as well. Although we were in the area previously, which likely means that the food there will all be spoiled. We can check it out as we go, but I really expect that it will all be spoiled. We're going to avoid the smoker if we can. These night vision goggles are really putting in the work for us today. Really pretty happy to find them. And they're still at full charge after almost a full episode of wandering around with them. Okay, we're going to switch to running because we don't want them to mess up our wheelbarrow. Those feral runners seem to track us really well. Oops, well, might as well. Just a ton of enemies here. It's just a coffee shop. Is it even worth it? We need to stop running or we're going to run out of stamina in a dangerous position. Let's see if we can creep in the back door. And then we will... Can't pry that. Cannot close the closed metal door. Can't pry that, apparently. So we'll circle around the front. We'll take... Oh, hello. You... What are you? Sproglodite. Crouching child mutant's face is dominated by a pair of huge black eyes and its fingertips end in sharp claws. Well, I didn't bring bandages with me. So hopefully we don't end up bleeding everywhere. Get that thing out of here. Oh, where did you come from? Okay. No. So they are following us. Why don't we make a little bit of a stand here and we'll fight them off. Yeah, I took a break between the last episode and this one. Had my dinner. Some spicy ramen, which I immediately regret because it's about 90 degrees in here already. And spicy food just makes that worse. So that was a mistake, I think. But it's fine. I'll probably just do one more episode and then I'm going to bail for the day. This week's a little messed up. With my appointments, you know, working third shift, it's hard to go to regular appointments. And I have to see my shrink this week. Let's see if we... Nope, it's packed. It's packed with zombies. We're not going to go in there. It's not worth it. Okay, so these ferals are tracking us. We're going to kill maybe two, and then we're going to grab the wheelbarrow, and then we're going to bail. Oh, we can't smash them. So this was a waste of time. Yes, please stop. I meant to stop. Do we just run? That boomer's going to ruin our melee ability. We're going to run. See if we can get away. Lead them on a merry little chase. Oh, more runners is a real problem. We're going to move over here and then we're going to stop running and fight whatever's left. Because we really don't want to be out of stamina in a dangerous spot. Yes. Fight them. Should have let my stamina recover some. A little dangerous. Mostly pretty basic zombies though. I don't think the whole horde would have been able to follow us. Although the sounds of combat may continue to draw them. Not great. So I had a little bit of dinner. Smoked a cigarette because it's one of the few vices I allow myself to have. Even though I hate it and I need to stop. Actually, I don't hate it. I love it. I love smoking. But it's super bad for you. So, really should stop. Especially because I already have breathing problems. And it's just going to make things worse. But, you know, addiction and all that jazz. Another firefighter we're not really worried about. Oh, we're still way over here. Yeah, I think we'll weave down through the buildings and still check out that pizza parlor. Although I'm sure everything will be rotten. There's another kitty cat. What is this? Is it a tire? Motorbike wheel. Okay. Cop zombie might have a gun or ammunition on him. We don't really want to go down here. We'll just continue across. I guess I should mark this because I haven't seen a solar vehicle really. And we will need panels eventually. Clothing shop means nothing to me. I don't think there's any basic clothing that we would have any interest in at all. What is this building? Grocery store. I didn't see grocery stores when I was looking around. So we will stop here and check things out. Yogurt we can't eat. That is rotten popcorn. Even though I feel like popcorn should last a long time. Although the butter would go rancid, I guess. Thinking about my stepdad, because I talked about him a little earlier, and I think that when I talk about him, you probably get the impression that he is a really bad person, because he abused me really harshly. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, I did talk a little bit about the abuse I suffered as a child, and it sucks, and it was unpleasant and awful, and really messed me up when I was a kid, and still has an effect on me as an adult. And I think people get this idea that I hate him. You know, I took a break and I watched Philip DeFranco. And he was talking about this kid who got revoked. He got his initiation to Harvard revoked because of some comments he made as a teenager that were racist. And my first thought was like, oh, that wasn't that long ago. You know, it was like 2 years ago. That's pretty damning, you know. But then I saw some of the comments people were leaving about this kid, talking about how he's a monster and he's despicable and whatever. And I thought, no, you know, he's not. He shouldn't have said that. It was a terrible thing to say, but he's not a monster. He's just some kid, you know. And I feel similarly about my stepdad. My stepfather abused me, and his actions were horrible and should never have been done and should never have had the effect, should have never been allowed to continue by the people in my life. They should have put a stop to that. But he's not a monster. He's done terrible, monstrous things, but he's not a monster. He's just some asshole. When humans, we write people off. You know, we say, oh, they're a monster, because we don't want to think about them. We don't want to think about them going to prison and recovering. We see someone make a bad comment online and we're like, oh, this stupid person, they're terrible. Yeah, but they're like a person who can grow and learn and change. And I think when you call someone a monster, you take away their capacity for change. You know, I saw my stepdad and it was awful and I don't want to see him again, but I don't hate him. You know, I always thought maybe I do hate him, but I don't want to hate him. You know, I always thought that if I saw him again, I would snap and I would kill him without thinking, because I used to be very violent when I was young and angry and bitter, and I always thought if I see him, I'm going to snap and I'm going to lose it. I'm going to black out, and when I wake up, his head's going to be busted open on the pavement. And that's not what happened. I had a little panic attack and I kept going with my life, because that's what you do, you know. It's the better of the murder or non-murder options. So it's like it didn't destroy me. It sucked, but it didn't destroy me. And I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, I hate what he did to me. I hate the person he used to be. But really, I just hope he's better than that now. Like, he has a wife and kids now. I just hope that he's not who he used to be. I don't want him in my life. I don't want him around me. But I don't want him to die. I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to be in prison. I don't want him to, you know, I just want him to be better than he used to be. You know, this man who hurt me very deeply, I want recognition. I want him to, even if I never know, even if he never talks to me, I don't need an apology. I don't need, you know, him to drop to his knees and beg my forgiveness. I don't need any of that. I just want him to be better than he used to be. I want him to treat these kids right. I want him to treat this woman right. I don't want him to hurt people. And so when you think of someone as a monster, you dismiss them. You're saying, I don't want to think about this person. This person is irredeemable. This person can never find atonement, can never be a better human being. They're always going to be filth. And that's not true. You know, and I always compare it to myself, you know, because I grew up violent and angry. I committed a crime. I hurt someone. And that's really not that different from what he did, you know? I mean, I didn't hurt, you know, a 6-year-old or anything like that. It is different when it's a child that's, you know. But I was violent. I was angry. I was bitter. I did things I'm not proud of, you know? And there are probably people in the world who look at me or look at my actions from, you know, 12 years ago and say, this guy's irredeemable. He's always going to be violent. He's always going to be angry. He can never be better than what he is right now. And that's just not true. I've changed. In the last decade, I've changed a lot. We're going to drop all this on the floor, and we're going to haul everything up the stairs. I've changed a lot in those years. And if I looked at my stepfather and I said, he's never going to change, he can't change, he's incapable of changing, we'll just drag everything, who cares? Then I'm taking away his ability to recover. I'm taking away his chance at being a better human being, you know? I'm saying there is no redemption. There is no possible forgiveness. There's no way that he could ever be better. And that's not fair, and that's not right. And I hope when people look at me, they see, oh, this guy has changed his life. He used to be a really bad person who did bad things and had a variety of addictions and was not a good man. And I want them to say, you know what, but he's changed. I've seen that he has changed. He is a different person now. And if I want that for myself, I owe him that same, like, courtesy, I guess. You know, he was a bad man and he did really terrible things. But, you know, for all I know, he's a different person now. For all I know, every night, maybe he's like me. Maybe he can't sleep because he has nightmares of all the terrible things that have happened in his life. You know, maybe he, you know, lays in bed at night and thinks about the little 7-year-old boy that he used to throw things at and hit and punch in the face and lock out of the vehicle and all kinds of terrible stuff that he did. Maybe it tortures him. I don't know. And I'm not going to try to take away and say, you know, there's no forgiveness. I'm not going to say, oh, you can never be better than that. Because I don't believe that. I believe you can. So I was just thinking about him. And it's like, because we in America, like the example I used of the kid from, I think we're just going to cook some like brains. We might fry them. Because I want to eat some brains. Because why not? It's a zombie game. And we do have all the materials necessary. So I think we're going to do that. Plus everything we see here is going to go bad. So we kind of want to eat all the calories we can right now. I do think we'll go fried brain. We will go, I don't know, I guess the crackers are the most plentiful. And we'll go salt because we can always harvest that from the swamp if we need to. Oh, takes a long time to make fried brains, I guess. Like the example I used of the kid who, yes? So we okay, we're messing up a lot. We're messing up a lot. We're losing like complete progress every time we mess up. Let's look at that recipe and see what was required. Cooking of 2, of which we have 1, I guess, is what? No, a cooking of 1, but we have a skill of 2. So why are we failing so much? Let's look at the item. 59%. I mean, I guess we just, at this point, we're invested. Do we just keep going? We're not going to raise our cooking in the next couple of hours. I guess we just keep going. We're wasting a ton of material, though, and it's kind of pissing me off. Like, literally, how many times can I fucking fail? Awesome. So we failed. Repeatedly. So I'm going to pick this up. And I'm tempted to burn down the building because it makes me furious. But we're just going to throw it outside. I'm super angry about this. I don't understand why this stuff keeps happening. So often in this game I get caught trying to craft something and then I get furious, or trying to sleep somewhere where I'm not comfortable and I just lose my composure. It makes me furious. We're not going to worry about that. Let's look at what other meat products we can make. Cooked brains. Let's just cook the damn brains. Okay. Great. Let's eat them. Delicious. Barely any calories. That sucks. Okay. I mean, I guess we just cook everything. Let's just cook a bunch of kidneys. Although with my luck, we'll fail that, and then we'll have a mess of wasted kidneys that we can't ever finish. Look at all the wood we're going through. For 15 minutes. It said the cook time... Oh, well, 5 for 15. Okay. Okay, eat all the kidneys. And I guess we'll cook the meat as well since we're here. Can make a sloppy joe. Oh, I think if we open the red sauce, it'll actually go bad, though. Let's look at the red sauce. Yeah, we don't want to open that. Oh, shelf life of 3. No, once we open it, it'll go bad. So we don't want to do that, actually. We'll just cook the meat and stuff. Cooked meat. Apparently we have 3. Actually, we can make a meat sandwich. No, you can't use the chunk of meat for that. So we will just cook the meat. Oh my god, this is taking forever. So the example I used of the kid and the Harvard and racism, that obviously is different when it's within, you know, it was just 2 years ago. How much have you changed? Maybe he has, I don't know. But it is much more recent than, say, my stepfather's abuse or my own crime or whatever. But I look around and I see America and I think there are so many people that instantly judge you. Like, if you have anything wrong, like how many times have I gone for a job and they're like, yeah, oh, this is great, you know, but there's also a background check. And I'm like, oh, okay, look, you know, when I was 19, I got swept up in some stuff I shouldn't have been involved in. I was violent and angry and bitter, and I've changed a lot. It was over 10 years ago, you know, but I'm a different man now. You know, we can talk about it in detail if you really want detail. And they're just like, oh, well, we don't hire felons. It's like, yeah, okay, but, you know, it was like a decade ago. I've been in therapy for a long time. I served my time. I'm actually, you know, clean, free and clear, no probation. I'm done with everything. I'm living a good life. And they're like, yeah, but, you know, you're a felon, so no. It's like, yeah, but you're a warehouse for like a major company, like your Walmart. Do I need to not have a felony to work at Walmart? Like, is that really that big of, am I going to hurt someone in the stock room? Like, what are you worried about here? They're just like, yeah, nope, sorry, just, it's policy. You know, I can't do anything about that. It's like, okay. You know, so I see so many people in the world that just are unwilling to let go. Like, once you do anything in the world, people are like, oh, you're an ex-addict. I see here you were, you know, you went to prison for heroin possession. It's like, yeah, you know, it was a long time ago. Oh, I'm a better person now. And they're like, yeah, but you know, you did do that. It's like, well, yeah, you know, it was a long time ago. I'm not. You know, and this is not me talking at this point. I've never done heroin, but I'm saying those things get held against you. I have many friends who have had heroin addictions, and it's like, you know, they one of the kids I went to school with got swept up in it and ended up in jail for heroin, and he got out and he's in the same position that I'm in, where it's like, no matter what you do, no matter what job you're applying for, they're like, oh yeah, we need a background check, and then you tell them because you want to be upfront and honest about it. You want to be transparent, and oh, it was a long time ago. I've changed, and my life has changed, and things are different now. We are out of wood again. This is the 3rd time in this particular set of episodes that we're out of wood. Pretty angry about it. Somehow we finished reading after the light went out, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and drop these books. I guess we'll gather wood for the jillionth time. Still not tired, huh? Really thought we'd be ready for bed by now. You know, so I see all these people and they don't let things go. They hold everything against you. I really want a way to haul things through here without grabbing an entire pile of crap. I guess it's just the nail bats. It's not a super big deal. Are these wood? Clang. No, that's not wood. Here's some cabinets and stuff. And they just hold things against you for the rest of your life, for all of eternity. No matter what you did, no matter how long ago it was, no matter what your crime actually is, no matter what, you know, your particular addiction or your particular bad life choices are, it gets held against you forever. And it's like, when I look at the person that I was when I was 19 years old, I was a little monster. I didn't care about other people. I didn't think of other people as human beings. I thought them just, you know, as, like, I didn't think that they were people inside. I just thought it was like, yeah, they're there, but I didn't view them as human beings. They were just things, you know, to be used or ignored or whatever. And obviously I don't think that way anymore. And it's been over a decade, and I've been in treatment for a long time. I've been in therapy. It's like, at what point do you maybe forgive someone? At what point do you think, like, it really was a long time ago? There's nothing in their behavior that makes me think it's currently a problem. It looks like it's in their past. Oh, I'm still hauling. That's a real problem. Okay. Stop hauling. Sort. Okay. It's like, at what point do you maybe consider letting something go? You know, at what point do you forgive a person? At what point, you know, especially when it's not personally related to you, when you're just a job and you're looking for someone, like, my crime has nothing to do with stealing. Are you worried I'm going to steal from you? I'm not going to steal from you. The only thing I could do in this warehouse is steal from you, right? So what are you worried about? It's like, well, it doesn't matter. You're a felon. It's like, frustrating. And it's hard because, like, that's when the depression creeps in, because it's like, oh, well, this is your own fault, right? You made those choices. You have to live with it. You didn't expect these consequences, but that doesn't mean that they're not deserved. You deserve this. This is what you get for being the bad person that you were. It's like, they're lies. That's not true. You know, there is capacity in a human being to change. There is potential for forgiveness and atonement, and it's like, but in your head those voices are like, yeah, but you're trash. So it's like, that's not how it's not how it really is. That's the lie that you tell. That's the lie that you tell me. That's why I've struggled for so long, is because I have this, you know, you can call it the id or the superego, whatever you want to call it, this thing inside of you that's always feeding you this information that's usually not even right. So we've eaten a lot of calories today. Sweetbread's going to go bad. I guess we'll cook it. I don't know if that will reset the spoil timers. I don't think it will. Maybe if we grill it. No, I thought maybe if we, like, breaded it or something, it wouldn't be. But why is cooked sweetbread so unappealing? It's still meat. Are you that disappointing? Normally a delicacy, it needs a little something. I would not complain eating sweetbreads. It's still meat. -4 enjoyability. I mean, we'll cook them. Odds are good they'll just go bad. Oh, we were too far away, so we don't get to use the table this time. That's a bummer. I guess we'll just eat them. What's our weight look like? We're overweight again. Okay. Not too worried about that. Actually, I thought it would be a bigger deal than it is. We good on water? Need to cook a little water. Oh, we do need to make another little attempt at fetching some water. Throw this in the gallon jug. Grab the 3-liter jars. We'll make a run for water real quick. I'll just set up a rain catch so I could have just a huge amount of water somewhere. But what am I doing? Oh, I'm looking for water. Literally just talking about it and I've already forgotten. Why is my inventory so full? Because we're not wielding anything. Yeah, people just don't forgive, you know. And I think that you should. I think that you need to let things go. Particularly when they take place over a decade ago. So when I think about my stepdad, it's like, man, I hate what you did. You know, man, do I hate what you did. And you messed me up real bad. And you put me on a dark path. And I made a lot of bad decisions after having a really rough life. And it's like, but I don't hate him. I don't think I hate him. Maybe I hate him. I don't think I do. I think I just wish it had been different, you know? Wish I had had a normal life. Wish I'd had, you know, a mom that actually cared, a parent who actually wanted to make sure I was safe and healthy and all that good stuff. But I don't think I hate him. I just want him to be better. I want him to be better than he was, you know? I think I already said that. I don't know. It's those moments of clarity, right? Like, I think in the first episode of this series, I said about how I don't understand how normal people do it, how they just keep going when life is hard. And I said that to a friend of mine in person, a guy I knew from group therapy. I said, you know, I feel like most people feel this way, but they just keep going, and I don't know how they do it. And he's like, oh, like, are you not going to work? And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to work. He says, oh, are you going to get fired? I was like, no. And He says, yeah, are you going to kill yourself? I was like, I don't think so. Like, no, I'm not even close to that right now. And he's like, okay, so you're doing it. And I was like, I'm doing what? And he says, well, you're surviving. You're doing what everyone else does. You are finding the strength somehow to keep going even when things are hard. And I was like, yeah, I guess, you know? Because my knee jerk, again, the depression is like, no, you're not, you're failure. But then my rational brain says, yeah, he's probably right. You know, you're doing okay in spite of everything that's happening. You weren't so destabilized. You know, I didn't pop on Tinder to find somebody to sleep with. I didn't go out and get drunk every day for the, you know, I am processing okay. You know, certainly not suicidal. Certainly not. I don't think I'm going to quit my job or lose my job or anything. So it's like, okay, you know, you're right. I'm doing it. It's just hard to remember that, you know. And they always tell me, like, oh, you survived so much. Like, you can keep surviving. It's like, yeah, I know you're right. It's just you don't think about that in the dark moments, you know. But anyway, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I, of course, will be back with more Cataclysm in the near future. Probably the end of my recording for the day. So the next time that you hear from me, I will probably be properly medicated. Wouldn't that be nice? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.